So the sort of meta issue that we're dealing with a lot when it comes to well-being is autonomy. So if it feels like you are completely at the mercy of your boss, your family, and you really don't feel you have any agency over your life, that's when things can get difficult. That's when, I often work with people in the weight loss space where they just want to grab something to eat just so that it's theirs, so it's something for themselves. And really, we need to get it sort of under the skin of how can we get back the autonomy? Does that mean having the courage to be disliked? If you think about the book and pushing back politely against those forces. Obviously, it's always a balance because in the back of our mind, maybe our wife leaves us or maybe we get fired from our job. But at the same time, we might be just marching towards a slower death where we say yes to everything, but inside we're sort of slowly dying. So it can be better in a way to push back respectfully against, and establish your boundaries so that you then have that autonomy and you have that ability to dictate your life. If in your head you want to go swimming once a week, running once a week, and then strength training once a week, that's important to you, then you need to have a way to try and fit that into your life. And if your schedule is just completely dominated by people telling you what to do, then it can feel very disheartening because you're not living your true self, because you are sort of under the influence of other forces. So think about how you can actively find opportunities to have the courage to be disliked. So what does that mean? That might mean anything that brings up in you a feeling of discomfort or a feeling of conflict that might arise. That's usually a good sign that you might need to sort of lean into discomfort, as we used to say at my previous company. And that's, you need to think about ways to do that. Usually, and I know a lot of people have said this before, when we do things that are uncomfortable, they often produce good results. So we're sort of, accepting a certain amount of discomfort up front to get payoff later. And if you think of the extreme reverse example of that, it might be a drug addict who is accepting big positive payoff up front, but sort of massive downsides later on. So yeah, we really need to kind of look out for, or even I think Eleanor Roosevelt used to say, do one uncomfortable thing a day. We really need to look for opportunities to sort of lean into that discomfort and put our boundaries around what are most important to us, what are our values, and that way we can become or live out a truer version of ourselves.